GPT 4.5, the Empire Strikes Back, #1, above Grok. So what is Trump doing? You guys are making me doom scroll. Yeah, I thought it was a big announcement. Are we really in a recession? Is this Atlanta Fed GDP thing scaring everyone? Oh, I'm glad I caught N-phase. That one fell by 50%. Sweet. Birkenstock, Flagstar Financial. That is probably not one I could add much value on. Oh, Q1 was TikTok and wildfires, California wildfires. And they took market share in the quarter. I don't know. That seems like a terrible, terrible excuse. I mean, I could see LA being a big chunk of their sales, I guess. Welcome to Dubai, richest place on earth. We have a cheesecake factory. Yes. I don't know what exactly is going to happen with Rigetti, but I mean, I think they're just rev-wrecking some old contracts or something. They don't actually sell computers. Yeah, I mean, an API business is a unique business. I don't know that we want to be in it. And functionally, we'd just be reselling for others. I also do want to do an Excel plugin. There's some opportunity there. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. What do you need from an API that you can't get elsewhere? Is one question I guess I'd have for you. It's hard to develop Excel plugins. Really. I mean, take 10 minutes and look at the Microsoft guide to doing that. You'll never want to program again. One-stop shop API. It's a lot of maintenance for us. But I guess, ultimately it makes sense because we do have to be one-stop shop for the front end anyway. Oh yeah, that's a good idea one too. Maybe look at IOVA because that's been an interesting one that we looked at a while back, and I think they had a bad quarter or something. Let's see. This is a cell therapy company, and back then I was like, I don't trust any cell therapy company. Of course, I trusted this one, and it's got cut in half. So 𝗤𝗢𝗢𝗣𝗅, that's liflocel. It's a highly anticipated product for a while, but I guess they're not selling any of it. Okay, Iovance 73.7. Ain't bad. Yeah, it's lighter than I thought it would be. Oh, that's just 𝗤𝗢𝗢𝗣𝗅. That's not bad at all. No, that's both 𝗤𝗢𝗢𝗣𝗅 and Proleukin. So it is light. That is light. I mean, it's not terrible or anything. It's just 25 from Proleukin. And what, 50 from... Not even 50, 49. All right, so the sales curve is a little lower than we thought, which is not good. Cell therapy is just so hard to sell. No pun intended, I guess. Look at the margins. Oh, biggie, just $100 million loss in the quarter. We'll be fine. I don't know if NVIDIA is a buy. I think NVIDIA is mostly vibes from the macro. Because we know business is pretty good. I mean, there's a bunch of countervailing things. Meta is saying they're going to spend even more than they said a month ago. Then you have Grok and 4.5. These tools, as they get more useful, the ROI gets better for buying these boxes. Look at Sesame, right? It makes sense to buy these boxes if they're allowing the customer to do even greater stuff, which it seems to be the case. So I would worry about NVIDIA when the OpenAIs and the XAIs and the, everybody else, Anthropic, whatever, when these guys can no longer top their own products anymore. They're delivering. I mean, I was going to say, evidently I predicted this exactly right, but that's not right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is certainly not what you want to see. I mean, here, let me blow it up for you guys. The key line is here. Tell me what you think. I mean, you don't want to see that saturation 2 quarters in, right? 2 quarters in, you're kind of seeing the saturation. Now you're at a 200 revenue. But, I mean, Proleukin is worth something. So 74, 150, 300. Hey, it's not bad. 800 EV. Now the problem is those sales are, really low margin. They're probably not as low margin as we think, given they kind of have to depreciate a lot of that fixed cost now. Guidance? Yeah, they have guidance. 450 to 475. 450 to 475. I mean,
order filled.
They're not going to do 450 at this rate. They're going to have to grow 𝗤𝗢𝗢𝗣𝗅 quite a bit. And this isn't some company I don't trust company guidance if I can't really, if I don't know them and don't believe in them. I don't think you could really trust the company guidance. And they're saying cash burn for 2025 will be less than 300. Oh, thank God. Now they might get other indications. Oh, they did get another indication. They might get frontline, right? That's the dream. Non-small cell is the other dream. They have a new chief commercial officer. Maybe that'll help. I think they'll all dilute. I think IonQ is using the ATM today because the CEO wants to sell too. The old CEO and the new one. You see the pay packages they got? Massive pump and dump. Massive. The bears. Yeah, I like Iovance, honestly. I mean, I have to dig into it harder, but valuation makes sense to me. I want to look at some other cell therapies and see if like you can still grow even though your growth rate's sort of slowing down. They're on pace to do 200 in revenue. 200 in revenue ain't nothing. I mean, that's a pretty good one for a drug that's never going to go generic. I mean, they should inevitably be able to sort of get that supply chain done right. I like it. I don't really watch soccer or football, as you guys may call it. Whenever I watch it, I'm watching it with like European brokers and stuff like that. Yeah, that's funny. Amazon will win well north of $1 trillion. Was it a video from many years ago? Duolingo is CHEGG 2 years ago. They're a better managed company. Well, the market wants to see you actually lose the revenue. We don't exactly know who's going to clip Duolingo's wings. And they're very good at marketing. But someone didn't clip their wings. Could be ChatGPT, right? You can ask ChatGPT to teach you a language. Yeah, I think AI can help you learn languages. But yeah, it needs some kind of structure and guidance, which, Duolingo kind of builds the curriculum. I mean, there are some companies like Speak.com. App11 coming back. Yeah, App11 might be a short. Keep going back and forth on this. IVVD is this little company that's trading below cash, but they also have a product, and I think they're also profitable, which is crazy. They sell a COVID antibody. I've always thought antibody is the best solution for COVID, so you don't have to take a vaccine. Yeah, just quarterly revenue. We're going into COVID season, or we just got out of it, I guess. It's not like some huge home run. When I mentioned it last time, it doubled. It's gotten all the way back down. When we bought it, it was like 60 cents. I don't think SMCI is fraudulent, fully fraudulent. But the catalyst everyone was waiting for is over. That's why we were shorting it. Tectonic Therapeutics. I remember this one. We looked at that briefly. Yeah, I don't think Doge is positive for defense. Defense industry likes the way it is. Nice is always an interesting one to me. Okay, I think I have Duolingo in e-commerce, which to me is just selling stuff over the internet, whatever that stuff might be. 𝗕𝗢𝗄𝗧 is this really weird company, XHG. Okay, Duolingo, $305 a share. Yeah, I don't think the balance sheet matters too much in these kinds of companies. There's only one thing that matters. I mean, I don't know this looks pretty amazing. Why'd it go down? Does anybody know? What's OWL? Earnings missed? Oh, the owl died. Yeah. I know enough to be dangerous. Honestly, that's what like the Anthropic people think is going to happen. The AI is going to be so dangerous. We're going to be arresting AI. That was the meta behind it. Look, it's a super hard call. Like, NVIDIA is doing everything right. It's just the market. There's nothing wrong with NVIDIA. Sometimes it doesn't make a difference. Amazon.com went down 95%. And the dot-com bubble burst. They didn't do anything wrong. They did great, as we all know. I just hate how these make up their own format for disseminating financial information when but like there isn't any shares outstanding here. Like there is a format that people have been doing this for 30, 40, 50 years. But no, you want to put out your financials the way you want. Okay, there it is. Yeah, the NVIDIA move does not bode well. I would agree with that. NVIDIA catches a cold, everybody else catching the flu. Believe that. I mean, Duolingo looks fabulous, but I do think AI is going to have to kill them, right? I guess the whole point is like the way we do language in the first place is probably going to change a bit. The valuation ain't cheap, man. So any risk to their business is a problem, even if they kind of do it themselves, which they should. Smart. They really have to, I think, rethink their whole platform, which they probably won't. Most people don't. No, there's companies doing AI language tools right now. Speak.com. We thought about doing it ourselves. Like, we saw Duolingo. Thought it looked delicious. delicious. Have it for lunch. It's not that easy, man. They are very good at software engineering. And it's all mobile, right? Almost, I think every dollar of their business is mobile. And 41% revenue growth. It's hard to argue with that, but I'm sure CHEGG had that too. I'm sure CHEGG was growing like that too. You know, I mean, you really can't argue. It's a great company, and technology never really wins regardless. It's always brand and sales and marketing and stuff like that. You know, AI is disruptive. AI is very disruptive. Don't kid yourself. But yeah, Duo is like 50 times. SEC offers a 50K resign or retire. Love it. Gotta love it. You know, next administration shows up, they're going to hire all those people back. So like JD has to, 50X doesn't seem terrible. It seems very attractive at 40% growth. I don't think the market believes that they're going to have 40% growth. The market thinks it's probably not much growth. Maybe one more year of growth and that's it, because that valuation is pessimistic. It should be 100 times cash flow if they're really going to grow 40%. I would avoid ELF. Yeah, I like Google. And this market's been so bearish for the last 2 months. I told you 2 months ago, bundle up. It's a cold summer. Look at this beautiful company, man. I love to see stuff like this. This just makes me happy. Some people like to see rainbows and puppies. Warm spring day. I love this. Especially the dopamine hacking that they're doing to get their users. Not a single person has learned the language on Duolingo. 40% revenue growth 3 years in a row. You tell me Anne Hathaway or this income statement, which is more beautiful? Hands down this. Hands down. Could you imagine owning this every year? Filled. Oh, we're almost at $1 billion.
Order filled. Order filled.
It's a lot of money in quantum. On the short side. See, here's the no capex for Duolingo. It's all on AWS or something. I mean, all of these takes, you got to take them with a grain of salt. Only if you see me doing hours of work, like with Cassava, like with Quantum. When you see that, it's a bit different. When I give you a stock, you know, be careful. If I looked at it for 15 minutes, you know, I might give you some food for thought, but don't, you know, jump out the window. R&D is just programmers. These companies have just tons of programmers. Yeah, there's a good one from Tiger, Owen, you might want to look at. John Griffin. I give you guys so much alpha, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of alpha. Well, you can thank me, Owen, by being a subscriber. GodelTerminal.com. Give me your money. Yeah, I don't know if we break even at $40 per month. We're not going to in the long run, I know that. I'm counting on you canceling your subscription someday. I'll be sitting there waiting with a camera as soon as you cancel. It's over. He canceled. I'm so sorry you broke the agreement we had. I thought you'd be a customer for life. Looks like you canceled. I don't know what I did to make you upset, but unfortunately, our relationship has come to an end. Thank you so much for all you've done for me. See you on the flip side. I don't want to do the honoring the price increase thing anymore. Next price increase, it's over. We have too many users anyway. I mean, we always want more users, but we don't need the users like we did when we were first kind of grinding up. And that's a unique proposition. Nobody gives you a lifetime price guarantee. Now, nobody raises your prices just like your boy, but that's another story. A lifetime price guarantee from Netflix isn't worth that much, but a lifetime price guarantee from me is, you probably want that. you might want that. I've been known to pull that lever. Buffett taught me, baby. Buffett taught me. I should have, when I was on the CNBC and stuff like that, that's because they stand Buffett so hard on those things. Read all the Buffett letters. All he talks about is price power. Pricing power, pricing power, pricing power. It's like, yeah, you could raise the price your candy every year, and people still buy it for Valentine's. You're going to make a lot of money. They didn't tell me they'd put me in jail, Buffett. I mean, there's some ground rules that hedge funds teach you The first is, basically no position more than 5%. It's not a bad rule. The riskier hedge funds will say no more than 10%.
Order partially filled.
And for shorts, just take whatever your max position is and drop it even a little bit more. That is basically a way you can't get in trouble. Now, you're not going to make more than 20 or 30% in a year, best case scenario. Best case. Unless you're really good. But you're also not going to lose any money even if you stink. Even an idiot can't find 20, 30 bad stocks in a portfolio. You're going to have some winners. Yeah, concentration limits. Look, for the average retail investor, you're not going to have 100 positions, right? I think you should just focus on one industry or even a sub-industry of one industry. I don't know. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know. So you asked me for career advice, but we're different people, man. You got to go with what you think's best. Who knows more about you than you? Vol trading is weird. Betting on the direction of vol versus using vol to your advantage. It's two very different things. Well, we don't do auditing or anything, Ellen, so we're startup. Most startups don't have audited revenue or anything, so I don't think we're doing GAAP or non-GAAP. It's just, I think we do, we have a bookkeeper. We have an outside bookkeeper, so we should be doing some sort of auditing, but it's some sort of accounting, but we're not going to get annualized audit until maybe 20, 30 million in revenue. Then it would be kind of worth. The thing about Rigetti is they're too honest. They're not like IonQ. They're very, very honest. So I actually think they have no problem telling the truth. It's like Rigetti has a serious problem with. I'm sorry, IonQ has a serious problem with. I think IonQ goes back to like 10 or less. Yeah, I mean, it is worthless. They have to burn the money for that. So over the long run, sure. I mean, if they do the quarter that they said they're going to do, which we'll learn about in May, it's not too far away. Yeah, QUBT is probably a good short. Let me add some QUBT. Yeah, I think anavex is a short. Microsoft's been in quantum for a really long time. Microsoft likes advanced technologies, but they haven't really been any good at it, I hate to say. Yeah, Bill Gates is a business genius. I think Bill's more normal than you might think, but normal in some things, I guess. Wow, look at Bitcoin, 87K. MicroStrategy down? Oh, no. Oh, no. That's another baggie. That's a smart baggie who thinks he's very smart. And then there's, that's the down on his luck baggie. It's that, I don't know, their names for all these meme guys. So it's like, yeah, I'm thinking of a guy who's he's pointing. It's basically this guy. And usually he's pointing somewhere. Don't they know it's Sailor? Don't they know they have a capital structure arbitrage advantage with convertible bonds? Oh yeah, we're going to get some Savas this year. I mean, it's kind of, quantum is like last year's Sava, but don't use options is my advice. Use them sparingly. Savas. I mean, Prax was supposed to be like that, right? PRAX, but I missed that one. Okay, that looks like that rally was short-lived. Oh, I don't have any IonQ 23 calls. Let me get some of those. IonQ could be 18 this week for all we know. Big. I mean, this was supposed to be a big bull day too. This was supposed to be like the U.S. government stepping up buying crypto. If they're buying the most speculative asset, you should be willing to buy less speculative assets. It's like, no. It's kind of over, isn't it? We're going to put in the bottom, causing a panic, and they're going to rally. I think this has been happening for a long time, DK, but that's also why, I mean, we're in a regulated industry. So, like, if I made an anonymous mode for Godel, the banks wouldn't be customers because they'd be like, hey, we can't have an anonymous mode. Like, our job is to snitch. That's why it's tough working for a bank. A bank ain't going to protect you. Now, Hedges...
Order partially filled.
Hedges might. Yeah, it looks like the market's tried to bottom and rally here. But with NVIDIA down 7%. Abbvie is going to get into GLP with gubra. I've never heard of gubra. We're going to have to look into these guys. And then if Abbvie's doing amylin, you bet they're going to do GLP. So that means, are they going to buy Viking or are they going to buy GPCR, license it? Just minimize your trading console. That's what I would do. I'm looking at the TWS API. I don't know how many of you guys have experienced this. All right, so we've got this setup. It's pretty easy to get to this place where you've installed the API, you've configured the settings within Interactive. And here's like a very simple script. See if we can get it to work. This thing's gonna buy 10 shares of Apple and disconnect. How much you bet it's not gonna work first try? How much you bet? Just relax, Shkreli's a pro here, all right? All right. All right? I'll run the biggest quantum computing company in the world. Actually, that's up to Google and IBM. I'd have to go to them and be like, listen, I'll take these units off your hands. Then they'll tell me, we're never giving up on quantum, ever. CNBC's like, oh no, the market's down 2%. What do we do? Market's gonna be down 3%, first of all. Second of all, it's gonna be that every day this week. Every day this week. Yeah, I can do a Kramer impression. I just gotta get my head around it a little bit. His They Know Nothing was one of the greatest moments of TV history. They know nothing. My people have been in this, what do you say? My people have been in this business 20 years. They know nothing. I got 18 calls and 19 calls. That's how bad these synthetic puts are going to be. I do think, this isn't a horrible time to buy some high quality stocks. It's amazing Farcoin's back down. Trump's at 12 in it. Oh, wow. The speculators are out of money, bro. Speculators are dead broke right now. If Trump and Farcoin can't catch a bid after a crypto strategic reserve, come on, bro, it's over. NVIDIA gives good guidance. Can't catch a bid. Ooh. How would you like to be the guy who had the insider info on the Bitcoin strategic reserve? Thought it would pump to like 150K and get wiped out on the downside? No, I had the perfect insider info. And then imagine going to jail over it. All right, scumbag, get on the ground. Insider trading is illegal. Bitcoin included. I definitely wasn't buying Bored Apes, I'll tell you that. I'm telling you, like, when I saw quantum, I was like, this is it. This is like cassava. Like, it's not even started. No, I'm not sure I made money on SMCI, honestly. I have to look.
Partially filled. Order
Doesn't
filled.
feel like I have.